Hello, welcome to Bite Size. I'm your host, David Byrne. Today, we're going to be talking about the solutions to mental health issues in America and what we can do to basically completely solve this issue. Let's talk about the biggest solution. Where I am at right now in the state of Georgia, we already had the facilities in the past to completely address mental health issues, or at least the serious ones. We had the Central State Hospital in Milledgeville, Georgia, which at one point could house 12,000 patients across 200 buildings. But because of optics and people not understanding that what its purpose really was, in terms of just help truly getting people off the streets and helping them in a controlled environment, it was closed. What happened was it had bad optics. News articles started being published about the people who looked like zombies wandering the hallway. People didn't like seeing this. So instead, the pharmaceuticals came in and said, we'll give them drugs instead. But because we've now lost this controlled environment, it was closed in the late 1990s and finally truly closed in the early 2010s. We've switched over to drugs. So instead of treating people, we give them drugs. But people also talk about how there's an increase in violence in society, an increase in mass shootings, an increase in school shootings. And yet, no one is blaming the pharmaceuticals for closing our mental health facilities in favor of putting these people who truly need help on drugs. That's not addressing the issue, it's suppressing the issue. We need to bring back the facilities that we've already had in the past in order to address mental health issues, not suppress them. Additionally, we've passed these responsibilities for psychiatric services onto communities that couldn't afford them. And we need to bring that back to the state level where we can pool our resources and have a central facility that all the communities in Georgia can take those who need mental health and put them in this facility. It also could provide mental health services remotely to communities. I talked to the local sheriff in Columbia County here, where he has to go work with the local hospital in order to get evaluations, which now they've switched over to doing Zoom. So that way they can at least cut down on the time necessary for that. The Central State Hospital, if we reinvigorated that, the psychiatrists who work there would be able to provide remote services, remote mental health evaluations across the state of Georgia, reducing the strain on local communities. This would be a huge boon for all Georgians. But what about the people who don't really need to be taken to a treatment facility? Their problem's not serious, but it's causing them to be separate from society. In my prison reform video, we talked about the need for a pre-release program. What this is, when you're getting out of jail, right now you basically go jail and then you're homeless because you get out, you have no home, no job, and you have to resort to violence and crime because you have no other option, and then you're back in jail. Prison recidivism. Prison pre-release program says, okay, 6 to 9 months before you're going to get out, we're going to put you in a secure dormitory, and we're going to help you get a job. You're going to start going to a job. Part of your paycheck is going to go into a savings account. So when you get out, you have a little bit of money built up. We're going to give you mandate mental health meetings with psychiatrists, and we're going to get you mental health help. We're going to help you find housing for when you get out of this program so that when you get out, you can truly reintegrate into society. This program, if we were to build something, and both the DA and sheriff have told me we absolutely need this program, we could also use this to address the more minor mental health issues. Like I said, it's mandatory that people get mental health treatment when they're in this program. So people who have simply fallen out of society because they're mental health issues, and they're just suppressing it with drugs, that we could put them in these programs where, hey, we're going to put you in a controlled environment where you can still keep your job. Maybe, you have a little bit more links with your family. But we're able to put you in a controlled environment where we can make sure you get the help you need. This could also be, a little bit more off topic, but, nonviolent crimes, because I think if you're committing crimes, you also have mental health issues. And so people who do nonviolent crimes, instead of putting them in jail or simply, slapping them with fines or whatever, we can put them in these facilities and put them in a more controlled environment without needing to put them in prison. And homelessness, which is also largely driven by mental health issues. And people truly just want to get back into society, but they've just fallen down, are homeless veterans. Put them in this program where, we're able to get them on their feet. We're able to make sure they get jobs. We're able to get them housing. This is the means for reintegration. And like I said, so between these two programs, we have, an intermediate solution for minor mental health issues. And then for more major, we have that central state facility. Between the two of these, we could completely address the mental health crisis in Georgia. And if it was implemented across America, it would solve mental health in America. Again, if you're worried about, putting people in a facility, think about how everyone's scared about the rise in mass shootings since the late 1990s. When these facilities start getting closed down, and we started suppressing the issues at the behest of the pharmaceutical companies instead of addressing them in our facilities. Thank you all. Thank you for joining Bite Size. Please like and subscribe to this video. It really helps the channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.